Even though this show contains the usual amount of storytelling hiccups that makes me tired of Nollywood, I found it far less disappointing than season 2 of Sandman. Welcome to my channel. My name is Joseph and I'm a film fanatic. This movie feels like a breath of fresh air for all the right reasons, but that doesn't mean I'm going to let it off the hook for all its jarring shortcomings. To Kill a Monkey. There will be spoilers, but I'll try my best to keep it minimal. To Kill a Monkey is a 2025 thriller series where a chance encounter with an old friend, coupled with the very realistic expectations of life after graduation in Nigeria, turns a fate to a life of crime, spiraling deeper as the NCC's Jessica Jones, with the strength of her synthetic hair, is hot on his trail. I really appreciated the connection between the two main characters. It was a central plot point that the show handled very well, and it helped make the show feel very well-rounded. The circumstances surrounding their meeting in the hospital was very smart, unlike the restaurant. Which proves that towards the end of this show, it just felt like it needed to end a specific way, irrespective of what had happened so far. I started noticing this thing when an unreasonable amount of plot armor was surrounding the two of them. There were more than enough moments where Efe should have died or at least been shot, and more than enough moments where this woman should have been sacked or even killed. But the two of them kept coming out untouched with barely any repercussions to their reckless behavior. Thank God Ireti Doyle's character acknowledged why this woman wasn't sacked. But even at that, there was no stakes at all. For a thriller, I felt very comfortable and secure for all the characters that were important, and that is not a good thing.
My father told me what you did for him. That is the only reason you're not lying dead right where you stand.
No, it's because there's one more episode. This show felt very unique and I am very grateful for that. There is an intentionality to the way it was shot that I really appreciated, right down to the type of camera I used to shoot. The production value of this film will blow your mind. A lot of well-spent money went into making this film look good and adapt to its tone, but it would have greatly benefited from being more concise. Whether it's shorter episode runtime or less episodes, but the story is clearly too busy and juggled more than it can handle. Evie's character was incredibly useless. Anything of significance he achieved in this story could have been done without her. Ozzy Boy was the most wasted character, and it pained me because a lot of potential with emotional weight could have been given to us with this character. As someone that loves monologues, I can tell you for free, this was not it. Aside from the fact that this is one of the moments that someone should have shot this monkey, this is not the right context for this conversation. It would have made more sense and be a whole lot better if it was private and more intimate with just these three characters. Why were they all standing and watching with their dicks in their hands? This is not Wakanda. This is why I said that it felt like something just needed to happen. This series is filled with a number of sloppy dialogue that's supposed to carry the story emotionally till big moments like this. But the writers essentially creep-walked to this point. Then they will not try and use outlandish theatrics in editing to force the impact down our throats. I really did not want to compare, but if you've seen The Irishman, the betrayal in that movie is a beautiful example of emotional climax. They did not use quarter the amount of serene they used in this film. Sidebar, I do not know what Bucci Franklin told the filmmakers because he was involved in almost all the best shots in this film. Thankfully, we do get more fleshed out and thorough characters in this show, but it felt like everybody was doing their own thing with very little respect to the main story. I don't want to dwell on how annoying it was that Musa's drinking didn't amount to shishi. Her mother's death was obviously a major point in the story, but where was the emotional investment? I honestly doubt they had one good relevant scene together. This was another very useless character, and it would have made more sense if whatever function the two of them were supposed to serve in the story was combined into just one character. For characters that got introduced well, it is quite shameful what this story progressively reduced these two characters to. I feel like there was a very structured formula in the development of this story with precise story points along the way, but very questionable choices on how to get there. This show is packed with a number of very good and relevant themes. Unfortunately, everybody wanted to capitalize on their screen time, so it felt too fucking preachy. It is not a TED Talk. There was a lot of unnecessary social commentary that kept pulling me out of immersing myself in what I was watching. Like I said, the themes are very relevant, but could have been addressed with a little more subtlety. And of course, they felt the need to start and end with a narrator. When the fact is, if they had done a good job of showing and not telling, there will be no need for anybody to run their mouths. God, please free Nollywood of the chokehold this narrator trope has on them. In conclusion, this show is a general 6.5. There is a lot of promise from the actors and the production quality will blow your mind. But there is also an underwhelming level of storytelling because of goofy pacing and characterization. I know some of you have a lot to say. I love hearing opinions, even the stupid ones. If you enjoy what I do, please drop a like and support my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Subscribe because I post cinema and story related content all the time. I'm actually cooking a lot of delicious reviews for you guys, so anticipate that, share this video with your friends, and you'll definitely see me soon.